Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today at the VITA press conference with Nigerian Center in collaboration with IRS. This event is a significant milestone in organization's growth, being able to have a tax component to the immigration justice work that we do. So we are so thrilled with this collaboration and our new capacity to bring these services available to our community members. So we just want to have an opportunity to take questions you may have, educate our community about this process, and also pretty much to seek collaboration so we can expand the access of this program. For those who are joining us for the very first time who may not know about Nigerian Center, we have a short video that I'm going to go ahead and play that talk about the work that we do at the Nigerian Center. And after which, I'll speak briefly about the program, and I'll be turning it over to Miriam, our representative from the IRS. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. My name is Benga Agunji, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Nigerian Center. The Nigerian Center is the very first Nigerian American immigrant and community center. While we are called the Nigerian Center, we serve all minority and all immigrant groups in the United States. In many immigrant communities across the country and around the world, whether they're Chinese or Jewish or Latinos or even Ethiopians, there is an actual location members of those communities can walk into to support the American dream and American experience. While the Nigerian community individually has prospered, we now have an opportunity as a community to have our own Nigerian Center. I am most excited to be a part of the Nigerian Center because we are a resource hub. And we know that while a lot of Nigerians we may know come into the country and they have a connection here or there is a huge population that don't have access. I can speak to thinking about maybe 30, 40 years ago when my parents came to the country. And while my dad came to the country through education, my mom came through a lottery. And when she got here, she had to do things the regular way. You know, she came in New York, hustled, worked at McDonald's for like 2 weeks, and from McDonald's, she started getting, other menial jobs before she was able to meet my dad. They got married, they had children. My mom didn't go back to school. Until she was like 40 to finally start her career. And I know that if there was something like the Nigerian Center, she could have been afforded opportunities, access information on how to go to school or how to start her own business if that's what she wanted to venture into.
I remember my uncle, I think I was like 10. He got deported. I haven't seen him in years because he can't come back in this country. If he had had the resources that the Nigerian Center offered, maybe it would be a different story.
As a pastor, and I can speak confidently for the church community, a lot of pastors struggle with the kinds of immigration challenges that their members are having. And sometimes when we pastors meet, we joke about the fact that there's this thing that is, the don't ask, don't tell kind of thing, principle that most Nigerians are engaging in. They don't tell you what they are going through. Some of them are dying in silence. By the time they speak up, sometimes it's too late. And I know that as a pastor, I could have, Nigerian Center will have come handy in helping people to know what is right, having the right information, speak to the right attorney, have right representation in court, and just to make the journey easier and smoother in the United States.
People come here from different paths, and for the same main reason is to get a better life, a better situation for their family. So there are numerous ways, there are numerous paths to the United States and to citizenship. So we help people with family-based immigration, employment-based immigration, asylum, refugee cases, student visas, pretty much everything that the law allows us to assist people with with the process of immigration.
You know, just having this center here, you know, it's just people identified that looks just like us, who we can get the resource from. I mean, this is something that even me as a grown-up young person just wanted to come. I wanted to know that it belongs here. I'm just happy that this is here. I wish that my mom and dad, you know, they were still alive to like witness this experience.
From the time my parents came from Kenya, they immigrated to New Jersey. That's where they actually met. It took years for my mom to find employment. My dad has stayed at the same job for 25 plus years in fear of not being able to find other employment. Not even that, being able to purchase a home, it took them 25 years to buy their dream home. Having the healthcare aspect and having health insurance for my siblings and I. Nigerian Center is providing a service from all crosses across the board for immigrants.
The Nigerian Center provides opportunities with immigration and naturalization, provide home ownership opportunities, access to capital, language classes, and cultural programs.
Learning about the Nigerian Center was a godsend. You know, growing up, I used to think about how we can share our experiences and our culture. And oftentimes, Nigerian people are so interested in giving back, but there are few opportunities and motives to do so. So when I heard about the Nigerian Center, it just clicked. Talking about talking about immigration services, not only for people from our background diaspora, but for everybody else as well who can gain from it. I see the Nigerian Center not only as an opportunity to celebrate our culture, but to also share it as well.
I welcome you to be a part of the journey and to be a part of the experience. Welcome to the Nigerian Center. Excellent. So at this point, I am going to pass it over to Miriam, and she's going to talk to us about the VITA program. Miriam.
Good morning. My name is Miriam Lavoy, and first I want to thank Benga and Ojo, for this big effort that they're doing to work with us. My organization is the Stakeholder Partnership and Education, and we support the VITA program. Our main responsibility is to provide education in tax topics to everybody, but in this case, especially to the immigrants population. As Benga mentioned in the video, we have a variety of different cultures, coming to the United States. And at the beginning, the tax law topics may be complicated and a little difficult to understand. So our main responsibility is to educate them. And through the VITA site, we provide underserved communities, moderate to low income communities, with the free tax filing preparation. We offer free tax help to low to moderate income people who cannot prepare their own tax returns, including the elderly, the disabled, and those having limited English proficiency. I've been working with Benga and Ojo, and this is our main purpose right now, to be able to provide your community with the free tax preparation and with the tax education that sometimes is so needed. So if we can go to the next slide, please. Sorry? Yeah, does anybody have a question? I heard somebody.
No, you can proceed.
No. Okay. So what do we have to offer? Well, first of all, tax education. As I mentioned, the tax code, the Internal Revenue Code may be difficult to understand sometimes, especially when we come from another country. So that education is Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, I just got a pop-up that I was muted, but I don't know. And we have the tax preparation services, which is what Benga and Ojo will be offering in the Nigerian Center. You know, a place where you can go and have your return ready by prepared person, you know, certified by the IRS, and with the advantage that you don't have to pay for a tax preparer. So that means more money in your pocket and by consequence in the community. We have financial education and asset building that I know that Benga and, you know, the Nigerian Center already works, and that's great because, you know, we need to get away from that thinking that, you know, if I don't have too much money, I cannot save or I cannot progress in life. That's false. So financial education and asset building is a very important piece to, you know, get the education we need in terms of how we can do better in our financial life. The facilitated assistance that, you know, in sometimes when you go to a VITA site, you can get the assistance of a prepared person that may help you to have your return ready. We have tax counseling for the elderly. You know, that's very important because, you know, sometimes when we get to that age where, you know, we may have some problems and we don't find somebody to trust, having somebody like the Nigerian Center to help us in this process is very important. And we also have virtual VITA TC. That's a process where you can do your return in a virtual environment. Next slide, please. Okay, the benefits of VITA, you know, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of information, but there's a lot more that you can find. We have free tax preparation, as I mentioned, tax education, taxpayer preserve the full value of the refund, you know, based on the availability of free tax preparation centers. And VITA sites are, like in this case, Nigerian Center is something that, you know, is accessible to you. And that's why what we want. We want people to have these services available to them in the community that they already know and they already trust. So that's why it is so important, the work that Nigerian Center is doing right now to have this service for you. And it's very important. We can go to the next slide. We have over the phone interpreter services. We have right now, there's more than 549 languages. That means if you need assistance through the Nigerian Center, you can get that translation or interpretation services. And it's basically all you need to have in order to receive the services is, you know, being into the low to moderate income threshold, which for this year is $64,000. That means if you earn $64,000 or less, you can go for the services. And all you need to have, you know, to go and receive the services is your identification, you know, government issue photo identification for you and your spouse if you're married filing jointly, the Social Security card or the individual taxpayer identification number or ITIN. You need the birth dates for you, your spouse, and your dependents, if you're claiming a dependent, a copy of last year return, if you filed one, all forms W-2 and 1099, you know, that's the evidence of your income. And based on your reality, based on the return that you're filing, there's maybe some other information that you may need, like a Form 1095A or information of other income that you may have, information for all the deductions, including charitable contributions, credits, etc. And if you have any expense that you can include in the return, that's also important. If you are filing a return to request an ITIN, then you need to include the Form W-7 with your return. But Benga, you know, he knows a lot about this. And now I want to pass it over to Benga because Benga is going to tell you exactly what can you expect when you go to the Nigerian center to have your return ready. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miriam, for that overview of the VITA program. So what can you expect at the Nigerian Center VITA site? First is the type of site that we have and the services that we are offering. At this particular VITA site, there would be two dominant options. The option one is the walk-in service. Every Thursday, starting from February 15th, which is next week Thursday, all through the end of the tax season deadline, which is April 15th, every Thursday from 12:30 to 4:30, you will be able to walk into the Nigerian Center and have your taxes prepared at no cost to you. In addition to the walk-in services, will be virtual options. So you don't have to live in Washington, D.C. or the metro area. You can access these services anywhere in the country, and we will be able to schedule an appointment with the tax preparers to be able to help you. So those are the two services that we have. In terms of the intake process, you can give us a phone call or you can go to the website, and I'm going to show you what that would look like shortly right now for the process of the intakes. So this, if you go to Nigerian Center, if you come to programs and scroll down to volunteer tax assistance VITA program, you will see this page. It tells you about what the overview of the services are and the key features. You can do it without leaving your own. The taxes are prepared by IRS certified tax preparer. In addition to the tax preparer, IRS has mandated us to also have a quality reviewer that is also certified by the IRS. So you have more than one person working on your taxes to have accuracy, and they are being held in high standards with the IRS. We should also mention they are volunteers as well. Primarily, we'll be working at this time on 2023 taxes. If you already filed taxes previously, if you have questions about your taxes, you can come and also you will receive counseling about your taxes as well overall. It will be both federal taxes and state taxes. For a lot of members of our community require ITIN because they may at this time not be Social Security number eligible. You can also come and take advantage of this particular tax filing so we can request ITIN for you, and in subsequent months to come, all through the year, you'll be able to get your ITIN applied at the IRS as well. I'm sorry, at the Nigerian Center as well. In terms of the documentations, as Miriam has covered, so these are all the documentations that you need to bring. I won't repeat it, but you can see all the list. And as you mentioned, based on your situation, there might be additional documents that may be requested. Now, to submit an intake, it's very, very simple. You can click here to sign up, put in your information here, name, phone number, your address, and then we'll follow up with you to schedule you for either in-person, virtual walk-in. And also, if you want to get more information about the flyer, you can just click download the program flyer and you can help us promote it as well. That said, I want to talk about what do we need help with right now. We are expanding partnerships with fellow community partners that serve our community, which is primarily the immigrant community across the country. They don't have to be Nigerians or Africans. We serve every single one. If you work with any community that fits into the demographic of the VITA program, which is low to income, in this case is earning 64,000 or less, please, we want you to partner with us and refer your community to the center so we'll be able to be of service to them. So that is pretty much what to expect at the Nigerian Center. We want to keep this very, very straight to the point and short. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if you have questions, please let us know. If you want to ask us questions, you can unmute yourself. You can use the handheld button option. You can indicate that you have a question, we'll unmute you. If you want to chat in your questions as well, you are able to do so. Please let us know if you have any questions for us. And while I wait for question, I think I might have mentioned that these taxes are not done by Nigerian Center employees and staff. Although they are volunteers, they are required to go through certification. And these are IRS certifications. So IRS is sending us volunteers and have sent us volunteers to work with us. If you also want to be a part of this program in any volunteer capacity, not all the volunteer roles require certification. Things like being ambassador for the program, publicity services, helping us with in terms of greeting people, to some extent the intake process, not a full intake process, but to some extent, just getting people ready through the intake process. You can do that in person in Washington, D.C., and you can do that virtually. Please send us an email at info@nigeriancenter.org to let us know. We have a volunteer page on our website, which is nigeriancenter.org/serve. You can submit an inquiry for volunteer opportunities as well. Okay, so we got a question that what is the turnaround time for the application to be filed online? So in what we're going to do, I think we anticipate about a week, because once you start the process with a tax preparer, we also want to work with the availability of our quality reviewers to be able to do so. When we're able to have both of them in person at the center, it might even be faster. But at the very least, at most, I would anticipate a week for your taxes to be filed. Somebody was asking, or do you want to also add to that, Miriam?
Yes, of course. It says, what is the cost of service? This is free. This is a free filing program. And, that's one of the most important part of it, that you have the benefit of receiving the services without having to pay anything. And that means that if you have a refund, that will be more money to your pocket.
Excellent. Thank you for those questions. Please keep the questions coming. I also want to add that we will be offering complimentary services at this VITA site. As you know, and you can see from our video, Nigerian Center is very big on immigration justice and access. And we already have a walk-in service for immigration legal services at the Nigerian Center. And these services complement themselves. So while you're at the Nigerian Center, you can also have the opportunity to speak with with an immigration attorney for your immigration questions that you may have. So these services will be complementary. But in terms of access to services, it is absolutely free to have access to the services. The only requirement really is that you live in the United States and you make less than $64,000 a year. We can take some more questions. Miriam, is there anything that we also wanted to have that we are missing? Oh, there's a question for language barriers. I think you can take that, Miriam.
Yes, as we mentioned, we have an over-the-phone interpreter services. That's something that I'll need to work with Benga and Ojo. But yes, we do have the services. Right now, we have 549 languages, which is, it's most likely your language is there. And it's very important that you go to Benga or Ojo to see what they have specifically in the Nigerian Center. And of course, IRS will always support what they're doing.
Thank you. I should also mention that as a Washington, D.C. grantee, that we are also required to expand language access. And we have resources in the city to provide language services. And the way that works is we only ask for a notice of at least 24 hours to let us know that you would require language assistance. We can make an interpreter available for you in person on site. They can also join a scheduled virtual appointment to provide translation services, and they might be able to do it on a three-way conference call as well. So we have resources both at the state level and the federal level for language access. So question about international students. Yes, we specifically welcome international students to take advantage of this because while you're in the United States, you are obligated to file taxes even if you don't earn money. You have to report your income, and international students have the responsibility as well. So please let your international student community know that they can now come to the Nigerian Center and have their services. I know that not all international students have Social Security number. For those who may require assistance related to Social Security number, we will be able to help them apply for IT numbers at the VITA site as well. Thank you for the questions.
Yes, and I want to highlight the work that Benga and Ojo are doing. This is very important. Word of mouth keeps being the main way of marketing and publicity. So share this information with your family members, with friends that that may need the services. And please really appreciate the work that Nigerian Center is doing for you. It's a big effort. We've been in meetings. Benga, Oyo, and Victor are doing a great job in getting ready to be able to provide the service. And, we need support. We need, for people to know that this service is available and come visit Nigerian Center.
Thank you. Just want to echo to that. We are also available to come to your community and provide specialized information sessions, whether it is school community, whether it is faith community, mosques, church, synagogues, whether it's a professional body or cultural association, please let us know. We'll be able to come and let them know about these services. And one of the things you can do in the meantime is once you go to that website, at nigeriancenter.org/VITA, you can download the flyer and you can send it out as well. You can also give them our phone numbers. You can get that on our website under Contact Us if they will add any more information. But if you want to request that we come to your community to do so, we are able to do so as well. I just also want to echo again that one of the things that stands this VITA Center out is the slew of complementary resources and opportunities we are able to support our clients with, particularly the immigrant community. So we have immigrant services, we have micro-lending programs, we have asset building programs, credit programs that we'll be able to make available to you all at no cost to you as part of this VITA program as well. So this meeting is being recorded. The recording will be available on our website and our YouTube page for you to go back to it again. Our volunteers are ready to support you. Our team is ready to support you. We thank IRS for this partnership and collaboration to be able to expand these opportunities to our community. Thank you everyone for your time, and I look forward to staying in touch via email and social media. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.